Hi everybody! I hope you guys are all having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about things that you'll only understand if you're a third culture kid. 1. When people are confused by your accent. Because it changes when you speak to different people.
So this is the thing I go through all the time. If I'm speaking to somebody who has a British accent, my accent kind of starts to I don't know, it'll just change to a more English-like tone. And then when I'm next to somebody American, my accent goes super American. And if I'm around different friends at the same time.
And some of them are not third culture kids. They're kind of like,
are you trying to be or have a different accent on purpose? Is that like, are you practicing?
And I'm like, no.
No. I'm just mentally confused. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's completely normal, especially if you've grown up with a bunch of international kids. So if it happens to you too, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Number 2, when I start to think in more than one language. So I can speak Chinese, English, and Tagalog. My
Chinese is not so great anymore because I haven't lived in China for a while now.
But sometimes I'll start thinking in Tagalog.
Especially when I go back to the Philippines, which is my home country, but I've never lived there. Like, I go there to visit. My brain normally thinks in English, but when I go back there, it starts to think in Tagalog, and then I'm trying to talk, and then I can't find, like, the two different, or, like, the words in either language, and I
end up spitting something out in Chinese, and then I'm like,
just like, that wasn't, no.
Number 3, when I have an existential crisis, every time, or almost every time, I'm getting much better now, somebody asks me, where is home?
Because then, I'm like, well, I'm from the Philippines, technically, my parents are from there, but they live in Beijing. And I've lived in Beijing, but nobody's there anymore. Like, none of my friends, they're all around the world. And I live in London, but I lived in Hong Kong. So, I don't really know where I'm from, but that's okay. And I'm just like that all the time, and then it's like, and I start to think about, okay, where am I going to retire? Maybe I should retire somewhere in Europe, but I haven't really traveled Europe that much. So, I don't know, but I will. So, maybe I like it. And then I'm like, in Asia? No. Yes, no. And then I'm like, America? I've been there already, but like, no, yes, no. You know, it's just like, I don't know where I want to live. I like traveling. I can't even, just.
Anyway, number 4, when I get a culture shock in my own passport country.
So, because I've never lived in the Philippines, once a year I go to the Philippines to go visit my family, or maybe once every 2 years, I end up having a culture shock because I've lived in like very busy cities a lot of my life, and in the Philippines everything's just kind of like, you know, let's take our time to eat and eat more, let's not have a train station, let's walk everywhere really slowly, let's have fun for like periods of 24 hours at a time. You know, it's like very different from like Hong Kong or London, where it's like you must work all the time. Work. Or not must, but like, it's what people do. And everything's just much faster. There are trains that are super efficient, super fast. The traffic is almost non-existent compared to the Philippines. In the Philippines, it's like, when am I gonna move? I get on the road to park. So I'm like, every time I'm there, it's like, what?
Number 5, when I feel like traveling during a trip or just after a trip.
Like, normally people are pretty happy with like a trip, you know? They're like, okay, I've done my trip, I've been on vacation, cool. But me, it's like, I'm on this trip and then I'm starting to think about where to go next. And then I come back from a trip and then I'm like, okay, I need to go now. It's just like, I just always want to fly. I've talked to a lot of my third culture kid friends about this, and they feel the same, so.
If you're a TCK.
Normal, it's normal.
Number 6, when I spend money on trips very spontaneously.
So, if you're not a third culture kid, or if you're not a travel junkie, then normally, you know, you think about where you're gonna go, and then you plan it out, and then you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and you know, all of those things. But if you're a TCK, or someone who likes to fly a lot, this is something that you do, probably. I know a lot of people who do it, and it's like, you're just hanging out with your friends, and all of a sudden someone's like, oh, I want to go to Greece. And then the other friend's like, let's go to Greece. And then I'm like, oh my god, yes! Like, I don't even think about it. I'm just like, okay. And then right that second, or maybe like a couple hours later, like, okay, book, let's book tickets. And you're just like, you know, it seems like a crazy thing for people, but sometimes if you're a third culture kid, or a traveling junkie, then you just kind of do things like that spontaneously, and you're just like, I'm gonna go. I'm going. Like, I'm going.
Number 7, when goodbye doesn't really mean goodbye.
If you're a third culture kid, then you'll know what I mean, because you probably have a lot of friends in a lot of different international schools. Or you probably met them through a lot of different international schools. So when you guys say goodbye the first time, it probably meant that you were going to see them again sometime in the future. And normally with third culture kids, if you say goodbye to a friend, you might not know when you're going to see them again. But you know that somehow, sometime, you will see them. Plus there's Skype and there's Facebook and there's like a bunch of other channels that you can speak to them through online, so you know it's not goodbye. It means like see you soon, rather than goodbye, farewell, never see you again, you know?
Number 8. When booking accommodation becomes less and less mandatory.
Now this is like an awesome thing about having third culture kid friends, because you've always got friends around the world. So that means, say I want to go to like Sweden, my best friend is there. Or say I want to go to Australia, I have a couple of friends there. Or say I want to go to America, I'll know people there. So I won't end up having to book my accommodation anymore because I'm going to end up wanting to stay with them. It's free, and I get to see them. And it's awesome. And you get like a personal tour guide of that place that you're going to. So, for example, if any of my friends came to London, I'd be like hosting them here. I actually just had a friend who came here for a couple of weeks. He booked it like a couple of nights before he flew here on a spontaneous decision, and then he chilled on my couch for 2 weeks.
Number 9. When you miss everybody because nobody is where you are.
I'm not saying like, you know, you don't have friends in wherever you are, but it's like all the friends that you grew up with, or all the friends that, like your support system, like a big chunk of them will probably be in different countries. So you'll probably be missing people a lot of the time. So because I grew up in international schools and around the world, a lot of my friends are now around the world. So they're not all in one place. And it's not like I can go to one country and see all of them. It's like I go to one country, see one of them, then another one, see another one.
Number 10. When people think you're bragging, but really you're just talking about your life.
So this is something I find really difficult. It's something I think is, it's just, like why? So when you're a third culture kid, you move around a lot. You've probably experienced more than someone who hasn't traveled experienced in terms of, you know, like traveling. So that means you're more exposed to different cultures or different, just different things in general. You know a bit more of the world. It doesn't mean that they know less than you, it just means you know more of a certain area than they do. And sometimes talking about it to people who haven't traveled can be a bit annoying to them, or they might think you're like trying to brag about your life, when really you're just trying to have a normal conversation because you want to relate to those people in a way that you can.
So those are some things that if you're a third culture kid, then you'll probably understand and you can relate to. Let me know if you have any other experiences or any things that you think that other TCKs would relate to.
It's good to talk about them because something we don't do as third culture kids is talk about these things that are difficult for us to explain to other people, because maybe you're tired of having to explain yourself. So it would be cool if you guys could let each other know what other experiences you may have felt that was that you think other TCKs would understand but other people wouldn't.
If you guys like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to keep watching more, then please subscribe.
I hope you guys all have a great day. You have all of my cultured love.
I'll speak to you guys soon.